Just like it is with LeBron James versus Steph Curry in basketball, Shohei Ohtani versus Babe Ruth in baseball, and Roger Federer versus Novak Djokovic in tennis. Choosing the ultimate star in any sport is like a super tough puzzle, and it's always a tough argument without a clear winner. But hey, do you want to know a puzzle that is even trickier? Then wait till you're asked to pick a favorite among two sport athletes. And yes, we're talking about athletes who have dominated two different sports at professional levels. The truth is that some people are just so gifted that they've gone on to perform at professional levels and even do wonders across two very different sports. Now, isn't that just too cool? Of course, whenever such gifted two-way sports champions are talked about, the first names that come to mind are none other than legendary Bo Jackson and the magical Deion Sanders. They're literally the kings of this game. These two superstars rocked it big time in both the National Football League and Major League Baseball. Plus, they attained legendary status in both worlds. But hold on, what if we were to pick a bigger star among the two legends? Which of them was the best at conquering both worlds? And how were they able to hold down positions in two sports leagues and become champions in both worlds? Well, you're about to find out all of that in this video, so be sure to watch till the end. Let's start with an overview. Of course, there's no way to talk about the all-time greatest athletes in NFL history without mentioning Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. But here's the deal. Sanders and Jackson were so incredibly talented that they didn't just stick to the NFL. They rocked it in Major League Baseball too. Their talents were so out of this world that the NFL hasn't seen anything quite like them since. And truth be told, it's unlikely we'll ever witness another double sport phenomenon like Sanders or Jackson, at least not anytime soon. In their NFL days, both Sanders and Jackson were on fire. Jackson was like a running back who was ahead of his time, shining like a star and dropping iconic performances anytime the chance showed up. And what about Sanders? He ruled the cornerback game and was a force to be reckoned with on special teams. Now, what's even more amazing is that these two superstars would go on to replicate their magic in Major League Baseball too. Here, Jackson played as an electrifying left fielder and dropped absolutely fantastic performances that always had fans on the edge of their seats. On his part, Sanders played as a center fielder and dropped similar performances to always keep fans hooked. So when deciding who's the ultimate athlete, the Sanders versus Jackson showdown is a head-scratcher that will always keep everyone guessing. These two legendary sports icons surely made history and left their mark in ways that might never be matched again. But then, their career hauls can give us a better perspective to help our judgment, so let's look at them. The Big Bo. At this point, we must acknowledge the fact that Bo Jackson wasn't just good, he was like a sports superhero. Back in his college days at Auburn, he ruled over football, baseball, and even track and field. Little wonder why winning the Heisman Trophy in 1985 was like a piece of cake for him, as he rushed for a whopping 1,786 yards and scored 17 touchdowns. When the Tampa Bay Buccaneers picked him as the #1 choice in the 1986 NFL Draft, Bo said, "Nah, not gonna happen." Why? Because he thought they tricked him and messed up his college baseball season. He told them not to choose him and instead went for Major League Baseball, joining the Kansas City Royals, who were the champs then. The Royals picked Bo in the 4th round of the 1986 amateur draft. But guess what? The NFL wasn't giving up, and the Los Angeles Raiders didn't want to miss out on this outstanding talent. In the 1987 NFL Draft, they grabbed him in the 7th round. What did Bo do? Well, he said, why not both? Plus, let's face it, if you can do the two together, what's stopping you? As for Bo Jackson, oh, he's really like a sports wizard, no jokes. Bo practically invented the term freak athlete before it became a buzzword. After he was snagged as the top pick in the 1986 NFL Draft, he went on to blaze a trail with the Los Angeles Raiders, even though his NFL career was short. Standing tall at 6'1" and weighing 230 pounds, Jackson was a force to be reckoned with as a running back. He could bulldoze his way through the defense with style, but what sets him apart and marks his greatness is his mind-boggling speed. Get this, despite his sturdy build, Jackson scorched the field with a 40-yard dash time of 4.12 seconds in the 1986 NFL Scouting Combine. That's lightning fast. On the football field, he did some crazy stuff, like putting up numbers that made everyone's head spin. And in baseball? Oh boy, he had power and speed that made jaws drop. Here's the coolest part. Bo's average of 5.4 yards per carry in football is like a magic number. Almost no one in football history has even come close to that. It's like he was flying on the field. Jackson's NFL journey spanned a mere 4 years, but boy did he leave an impression. He bulldozed his way to 2,782 yards and 16 touchdowns, boasting a jaw-dropping average of 5.4 yards per carry. And guess what? He wasn't just a ground warrior. His versatility also extended to the passing game. He managed to rack up 352 receiving yards and scored 2 touchdowns, all in that short time frame. And then there's his baseball adventure. He donned the MLB uniform for 9 years, swatting 598 hits and smashing 141 home runs, all while keeping a solid career average of 250. But here's the kicker, his speed wasn't just for show. He put it to good use and nabbed a whopping 82 stolen bases. Sadly though, a serious hip injury cut Bo's career short. Imagine what he could have done if not for that. But then, even with his tough luck, Bo's feats in football and baseball are more than amazing. And you just have to agree that he might be the greatest two-sport athlete ever, even if his story had a few bumps. Now, what about Deion Sanders? Primetime Sanders was like a secret weapon on the NFL field, a true game-changer on defense and special teams. He was a versatile force that marked how defensive backs and special teams players are seen. Sanders burst onto the NFL scene as the number 5 pick in the 1989 NFL Draft, scooped up by the Atlanta Falcons. Boy, did he shake things up. He spent 14 seasons in the NFL, hopping between different teams before finally calling it quits. But his impact on the league is still felt today. We can even say this guy is the most exciting athlete in the whole history of sports. Seriously, watching him was like getting a front row seat to pure awesomeness. Picture this, he was like a superhero on the football field with a no passing sign. Nobody could beat him, he was a lockdown cornerback. And quarterbacks who dared to challenge him often ended up regretting it big time. He even caught a whopping 53 interceptions. By the way, Deion wasn't just about defense. He could also return punts like a champ and even play as a wide receiver. Talk about a double threat. But that's not all. Sanders was a true all-rounder. He racked up a massive 1,331 yards from interception returns and even scored 9 touchdowns. He spent time as a wide receiver, grabbing 784 yards and 3 touchdowns. And when it came to returning kicks, he was a dynamo. He was like lightning on the field, with 3,523 yards and 3 touchdowns on kick returns. But his magic was even stronger as a punt returner, where he ran for 2,199 yards and scored 6 touchdowns. Standing tall at 6'1" and weighing 200 pounds, with a jaw-dropping 40-yard dash speed of 4.27 seconds, Sanders truly redefined what it meant to be versatile in the NFL. He was a game-changer in every sense. And then there's baseball. Deion was just like magic on the diamond, stealing 304 bases. In the MLB, he had a solid batting average of .263, landing 558 hits and smacking 39 home runs. His super speed worked wonders in baseball, helping him steal an impressive 186 bases. While only a few can say they played one sport professionally, Deion played not one but 2. And he didn't just play, he shone like a superstar in both. Final verdict. No doubt, choosing between Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders as the greatest two-sport champion is tough. Both were exceptional athletes who excelled in multiple sports, leaving a lasting impact on both the NFL and MLB. Bo Jackson's power, speed, and versatility on the football field and baseball diamond are awe-inspiring. On the other hand, Deion Sanders' ability to dominate as a lockdown cornerback and excel in special teams, coupled with his success in football and baseball, is equally remarkable. Ultimately, the answer might come down to personal preference. Bo Jackson's astounding athleticism and ability to achieve so much in a short NFL career are remarkable. However, Deion Sanders' legendary contributions as a game-changer in multiple positions on the football field and his success in both sports makes him an iconic figure in the world of sports. Both athletes left an indelible mark, making it difficult to choose one as the greatest. What do you think? Which one of them holds your fancy?